The metal floor was cold under Liam's boots. The air smelled strange, like burned metal and old dust. All around him were aliens, tall, thin, short, hairy, some with glowing skin or moving eyes. They stared at him as if he was a lost dog that wandered into a palace. No one spoke. They just stared. Liam kept walking, his backpack slung over one shoulder. His green and gold school badge said Australia Exchange Division. He was the first human student allowed inside the Galactic Education Corps. Back home, people called it a big honor. Here it felt more like a trap. He stepped into classroom Unit 19. The door opened with a hiss. Rows of strange chairs and desks faced a huge screen at the front. The aliens were already seated. Few whispered in their own languages. One laughed a low, clicking sound that echoed off the metal walls. Liam saw a group of tall, silver-skinned aliens with glowing blue eyes. One of them leaned forward and said something in a smooth voice. The translation chip in Liam's ear beeped. "Look, the human primate has arrived. I thought he'd be hairier." The group laughed. Wasn't. Loud, it was sharp and cold. Liam didn't react. He just sat in the back row, away from everyone. The instructor, a floating robotic entity with spinning lights, entered and hovered in front of the class. His voice boomed. "Welcome, cadets. You are the top students of your species. A human joins you for the first time. Treat him as you would treat each other." The laughter started again. Liam stared at the desk. His hands were still, his breathing slow. Inside he was boiling, but he said nothing. The first lesson began. Alien history, galactic law, and tactical space simulations filled the screen. Most of it was new to Liam, but he focused. He was a fast learner. Earth didn't send him here just to study. He had another purpose, a secret only 3 people on Earth knew. As the instructor moved on to ancient alien warfare, Liam felt something tap his arm. He turned. Behind him sat a short creature with 6 arms and deep orange skin. It held a small holodevice and smiled, showing rows of sharp teeth. "Want to see something funny, human?" the creature said. Liam shook his head, up at the alien. Turned the device on anyway. A hologram popped up. It showed Earth, exploding. Animated aliens danced over the wreckage, cheering. The orange alien laughed. "Your home looks better that way." The others nearby laughed too. Liam looked at the image. Then he looked at the alien. "You think that's funny?" he asked. "Calmly, of course. Your kind is weak. All noise. No real power." Liam leaned forward. "Do you know what my people did when giant spiders invaded Sydney last year?" The alien blinked. "No. We ate them. Barbecued." The alien paused. The others didn't laugh this time. Liam smiled. Right. It was cold. Later in the dining hall, Liam sat alone at a round table in the corner. The food was some kind of purple. Pasted. Smelled like boiled socks. He forced it down. Every other table was full of aliens talking, laughing, showing off their tech. No one invited him to join. A news report played on the ceiling screen. Breaking, Earth still behind in galactic technology. Predicted to remain a Tier 3 world for the next 100 years. Another alien voice laughed near the food counter. "Still using combustion engines, are they?" Liam looked up but didn't speak. Deep inside, he was counting. Counting names, faces, species, enemies. That night in a small dorm pod, Liam turned off the lights. He waited until the hallway went quiet. Then he opened the hidden panel under his bed. Inside was a human-made data slate. It glowed faintly. Liam typed quickly. A secure signal left the station and shot across space encrypted with Earth's best military coding. Subject in, hostile environment confirmed. No allies. Gathering intel. Mission continues. He closed the panel just as the door opened. A new alien stepped inside. It was tall, with red scales and a thick tail. "You're Liam?" "Yeah," Liam said carefully. "Name, Shax?" "I'm your roommate. Don't snore." The alien dropped its heavy bag, grunted, and lay on the top bunk. A moment later, it was asleep. Liam stared at the ceiling. He didn't sleep. He listened to every noise, every whisper in the halls. He remembered every laugh they threw at him, every insult. They thought he was just a kid from Earth, but Earth didn't send him to learn. Earth sent him to watch, to remember. And when the time came to fight, the next day, something changed. During Galactic Physical Combat class, the students were placed in teams. Liam was the only one without a partner. The instructor shrugged. "You fight solo." The others smirked. The match began. Liam stood in a circle against two larger opponents. One had spike arms. The other used telekinesis. Both charged. Liam moved fast. He dodged the first swing, ducked under the second, and kicked the taller one's knee backward, screeched and fell. The other tried to lift him using mind pressure, but Liam grabbed a handful of sand from the floor and threw it. At its face, the alien lost focus. Liam elbowed it in the neck. Fell. The crowd was silent. The instructor just stared. Human wins. No one laughed. Later that evening, the silver-eyed aliens from the first class approached Liam in the hallway. "You got lucky, one of them said. "Or maybe I'm not the joke you think I am," Liam replied. The alien stepped closer. "You don't belong here." Liam stepped even closer. "Then maybe you should leave." A silence hung between them. Then the alien smiled. Not a happy smile, a challenge. "See you at the combat tournament next week. Don't break too easily." Liam smiled back. "What? Don't bleed too much." Alone again, Liam stood at the viewing window of the station, looking out at the stars. So far from home, so far from Earth. But Earth was watching. And one day soon, these aliens would see exactly why humans should never be underestimated. They could laugh now. It wouldn't last long. The arena lights dimmed. A deep hum filled the air, and a voice echoed from above. "Welcome to the combat evaluation field. All cadets prepare for simulation." Liam stood at the edge of the arena, surrounded by high walls and glowing barriers. Alien students from dozens of species stood on raised platforms, whispering and pointing at him. He was the only human on the field. He wasn't supposed to be here today. The simulation wasn't on his schedule, but someone changed that. He had found the notification on his data screen that morning. Combat readiness trial. Immediate attendance required. No partner. No team. No warning. Now he stood alone. Across the arena, 10 other students gathered. They weren't rookies. They were advanced combat cadets, taller, stronger, many with exosuits or implanted weapons. One of them, a purple-skinned brute named Garrick, cracked his knuckles and grinned. "Hey, Ozzy, hope your bones bend easy." The others laughed. Liam didn't reply. He just adjusted the cuffs of his uniform and looked around for a weapon. There were none. The announcer spoke again. "Each cadet will face a randomized combat simulation. Human student, you will go first. Program number 731. Survive the gauntlet." Liam blinked. That wasn't a basic test. He turned to the floating instructor droid. "This isn't standard. There's no prep for number 731. Orders come from the top," the bot replied flatly. "Enter when ready." A wide metal door slid open. Darkness. Waited inside, Liam stepped forward. He could hear the aliens laughing behind him, but he didn't hesitate. The door closed behind him. Bright lights snapped on. Liam stood inside a giant training dome. Automated drones hovered above. Some were shaped like scorpions. Others had blasters. Spinning blades lined the walls. A timer beeped. "Begin." 2 drones shot toward him at once. Liam dove left, rolled, and grabbed a long pipe from the ground. It wasn't a real weapon, but it would do. He used it to knock the first drone into the second. Sparks flew. One exploded. More drones came. Liam didn't stop. He ran toward a climbing wall, dodging plasma bolts and leaping over electric tiles. He reached the top, breathing hard, sweat pouring down his back. Another drone fired at him. He kicked a loose brick, and it flew into the drone's eye. It went down. The crowd outside was silent now. Their laughter had stopped. Inside the arena, Liam dropped to the next floor and found a wall-mounted panel. It had alien symbols on it, but one looked familiar. It matched the warning labels he'd seen on fuel cells. He smashed it with the pipe. The whole left side of the arena lit up with fire. Drones melted in the blaze. But AM kept moving. After 7 minutes of non-stop combat, the arena stopped shifting. The lights dimmed again. All the drones were down. Smoke filled the air. Liam stood in the center, covered in bruises and burns, breathing hard, but still standing. The door opened slowly. The robotic instructor hovered into view, followed by the same group of mocking aliens who had watched him walk in. No one said a word then. Garak stepped forward, frowning. "What are you?" Liam looked him straight in the eyes. Human. Later that day in the headmaster's chamber, a private meeting took place. A gray-skinned alien general sat behind a desk, tapping his fingers. The instructor droid stood nearby. "This wasn't supposed to happen," the general growled. "The boy was supposed to fail. He wasn't even armed." "He adapted," the droid replied. "He showed higher than expected reaction speeds, creative tactics, and environmental awareness." The general narrowed his eyes. "Keep him under close watch, no more surprises," and erased the footage of the simulation. Earth must not see this. But someone had already seen it. Back in Liam's dorm, a small camera hidden in his collar had sent the footage to Earth Command, and Earth Command was very, very interested. That night, Liam sat on his bunk. Chax, his lizard-like roommate, tossed him a cold drink. "Didn't think you'd make it," Chax said. "Even I wouldn't run Gauntlet 731 alone." "Yeah," Liam replied, sipping slowly. "Guess I'm full of surprises." Chax tilted his head. "You sure you're just a student?" Liam didn't answer. Instead, he opened his encrypted slate and typed, "Simulation survived. Alien response hostile. Observing leadership chain next." Outside the station window, stars moved slowly across the black sky, and somewhere deep in the system, alien leaders were already whispering the same question. Who is this human? The hallway was empty. No footsteps, no voices. Just the soft hum of the lights above and the faint sound of machinery through the walls. Liam moved fast and quiet, staying close to the shadows. His digital wristband blinked once. The route was clear for now. He shouldn't be here. This section of the station was restricted to high-level staff and military officers. But he had hacked the door codes last week. The blueprints of the station had shown a strange room at the far end. No name, no label, just a number. Chamber 91X. Whatever was inside. It wasn't meant for students to see. He reached a heavy black door, tall and sealed with 5 layered locks. Liam took a breath, inserted a fake access key, and tapped the override, a long beep, then silence click. The door opened, and what he saw inside made his blood run cold. The room was massive, like a cathedral, but colder. Giant screens covered the walls. Strange holograms floated in the air. But what caught Liam's eyes was the center of the room. Behind thick glass floated a creature part machine, part alien, suspended in liquid. Long cables ran through its body, connecting to control panels and strange reactors. Its body pulsed. Slowly, a metal tag on the glass read, "Project Leviathan." Another line underneath. Stage 2 Earth infiltration timeline, 9 years, 2 months, 14 days. Liam stepped closer. The glass was warm. Data scrolled rapidly on the screen next to it maps of Earth cities, samples of human DNA, psychological profiles, military unit breakdowns, and something worse, simulated models of Earth being invaded and falling. He scrolled faster. It was all there. Weakness maps, cultural stress points, estimated resistance times. The truth hit him hard. This school, this invitation to the galaxy, it wasn't friendship. It was reconnaissance. The Galactic Union didn't want to understand humanity. They wanted to own it. Suddenly, a light on the wall blinked red. Motion detected. Liam swore under his breath. He backed away and tapped his wristband, opening the route back. But this time, it wasn't clear. 3 red markers appeared, security bots. Heading straight toward him, he ran. Liam flew down the metal hallway, his boots echoing against the floor. Alarms blared behind him. Red lights flashed. Doors began to lock, one by one. He dove through a narrowing exit just in time and slid under a closing bulkhead. The bots weren't far behind. He reached a ventilation shaft and climbed in, crawling through the tight metal space. His back scraped the ceiling. His heart pounded through the vent slits. He saw the security bots pass beneath him, sleek machines with stun weapons and laser scanners. If they caught him, he wouldn't just be expelled. They'd erase his memory. Maybe worse. Liam kept crawling. Back in his dorm, he slammed the hidden panel shut just as Chax walked in. "What happened to you?" the reptilian cadet asked, noticing. The sweat and dirt. Wrong hallway, got lost. Chax frowned, but said nothing. Liam didn't sleep that night. Instead, he opened his encrypted link to Earth and sent a message. "The invitation to this school is a cover. They are preparing for planetary-level suppression. I've seen the plans. They call it Project Leviathan. They're studying Earth weaknesses in real time. Urgent response needed." He attached every file he stole from the chamber, then closed the panel. Earth now knew the truth, but so did the aliens. The next day, Liam's name didn't appear on the class list. The school said it was a system error. He wasn't fooled. Security droids followed him now. They didn't say anything, but he saw them, and when he reached the cafeteria, half the students moved away. Whispers filled the air. "That's him. They say he broke into a military vault. He's marked now. Just a matter of time." Liam sat down, head lowered, eyes alert. He didn't care if they stared. He had a job to finish. In a dark room elsewhere on the station, high-ranking officials stood in front of a large screen. The footage showed Liam walking through the Leviathan chamber, pulling files from the system, escaping security. "He's not just a student," one general said. "This was coordinated." "Earth is ahead of schedule," said another. "We underestimated them." "What do we do?" The first general narrowed his eyes. "We neutralized the threat." And with one tap of his finger, Liam's image was flagged across every part of the station. Target: Human Asset 001. Status: Watch List. Order: Contain. OR: Remove. That evening, Liam stood at the viewing platform again, staring out at the stars. He felt the eyes on him. He felt the tension in the air. The walls were closing in, but he didn't feel fear. Not anymore. Let them watch. Let them plan. Humanity had survived worse, and this time, Earth wasn't sleeping. The lights in Liam's room snapped on all at once. 4 security drones floated in, their blasters humming softly. Liam Ward of Earth One said, "You are to come with us. No reason. No explanation. Just cold voices and glowing weapons. Sacks." Liam's roommate jumped up from the top bunk. "What is this?" "Stay back," the drones warned. "This doesn't concern you." Liam stood slowly. His heartbeat was calm, but every muscle in his body was tight. "I'll go," he said. No need for blasters. He knew this was coming. He just didn't expect it so soon. They marched him through silent corridors. No other students, no noise. Only the hum of power through the metal walls. They passed through sealed gates. Deeper and deeper into the station, past restricted zones, past warning signs. Until finally, they reached a round door, black thick. Reinforced it open inside was a small room, cold, dim, 1 chair. One light, a tall figure stood in the shadows, his uniform lined with sharp silver edges. His skin was pale blue. Eyes, flat and dark. "Sit," the man said. Liam sat. The drones hovered behind him, silent. The man stepped forward. "I am Commander Vecthar, Galactic Internal Security. You've caused quite a stir, Earth boy." "I didn't do anything wrong," Liam said. "Didn't you?" Vecthar asked, pulling up a screen. Images flashed Liam inside chamber. 91X. Downloading files. Evading patrols. "Those areas were restricted to humans," the commander said. "And now, Earth has copies of classified material." Liam said nothing. "Tell us what you know," Vecthar said. "What did Earth?" Send you here to do? Who else is involved? Liam looked him dead in the eyes. I'm just a student. I wanted to learn. But I guess I learned too much. The commander didn't smile. If you won't talk, we'll make you. He turned to the drones. Let's begin neural scan. The drones locked onto Liam's head. A thin red beam lit up his forehead. A second beam followed. Pain surged through his skull sharp, electric, deep. But Liam didn't scream. He focused on breathing, slow, steady. The scan dove into his memories. But Liam had trained for this. Special Earth conditioning. The real secrets were buried deep. Too deep for alien tech. Why can't we break through? One drone said. Human mental resistance higher than expected, another replied. Multiple layers. Interference. The commander leaned forward. How many of you are here, Liam? You'll never know. The pain surged again. Meanwhile, deep inside the service tunnels of the station, 3 workers in janitor uniforms removed their masks. Underneath, they were human operatives. One tapped a hidden "Come." Echo team to command. Target has been taken. Initiating recovery protocol. Confirmed, came the reply. Extract him. No trace. They moved quickly, disabling cameras, bypassing door locks, planting looped footage. No one noticed. They'd been hidden here for months. Watching, waiting for this. Back in the cell, Liam slumped in the chair. Sweat ran down his neck. His breathing was heavy. This is your last chance, Vector growled. Tokor vanish. Liam looked up slowly. You think I'm alone here? The lights flickered. A deep alarm rang out from the hallway. Boom. The wall behind the commander shook violently. Boom. Smoke poured through the vents. Then the door exploded. 3 humans in black armor stormed in. One threw a stun grenade that fried the drones instantly. The others opened fire non-lethal blasts, precise and fast. Vector was thrown across the room. He hit the wall hard and didn't get up. Liam blinked through the smoke. One of the soldiers ran to him. Liam, can you walk? He grunted. They pulled him up and slipped him a weapon. Time to go. They moved fast through the chaos. Alarms rang across the station. Lights flashed red. Security bots scrambled in all directions. But none came their way. The operatives had shut down most of the surveillance systems as they ran. Liam looked up through a window and saw something incredible. A small human stealth ship hovering just outside the docking bay. Its surface nearly invisible. The galaxy didn't even know humans had stealth ships yet. But Earth had been busy. They reached docking bay 7. The ship's ramp dropped. Liam climbed aboard. Inside, more humans greeted him, pilots, engineers, medics. Welcome back, one said. We've been watching your every move. Liam collapsed into a chair as the engines roared. The ship detached, cloaked, and disappeared into the dark. Back on the station, all that remained was smoke, sparks, and a stunned commander lying in a ruined cell. Hours later, inside the stealth ship's war room, Liam stood in front of a digital screen showing the Leviathan files. The aliens are planning to control Earth, he said. They call it a test. A slow invasion. Not anymore, said the mission lead. We've already started pushing back. Liam nodded. He looked out at the stars. They took him as a joke. They tried to use him. Now he was free. In the galaxy. Had no idea what was coming next. The station never saw it coming. First the lights dimmed across all floors. Then, communications dropped. Security systems failed. Doors began locking and unlocking at random. And deep inside the Galactic Education Core, a single message flashed on every screen: return the human, or face retaliation. 3 alien commanders met in panic. What is this? One shouted. A system-wide virus? The Earth boy must have planted something before he escaped. He was just one human. But that was the mistake. He wasn't alone, and Earth was no longer watching silently. It was striking back far beyond the station. In the shadow of a dead moon, Earth's stealth fleet waited. 10 warships, silent, cloaked, invisible to alien radar. inside the lead ship. Liam stood in full gear, watching the battlefield map light up with red markers, alien reinforcements, security turrets, defense shields. "You ready for this?" asked Captain DeWitt. "Earth Special Forces?" Liam nodded. "They started this." "We're just answering." The captain smiled. "Good, because your extraction was phase 1. Now we show them what humans are really capable of." The operation was called Shadow Pulse. Its goal: to cripple the Galactic Education Corps' secret surveillance systems, steal all data about Project Leviathan, send a message to every species watching Earth. We're not the weak ones anymore. Back on the station, chaos had broken out. Emergency teams scrambled. Students were locked in their dorms. Power systems blinked on and off. A group of elite alien soldiers stood near the command deck, weapons ready. Then the wall exploded inward. 3 Earth soldiers stormed through the smoke, moving fast and silent. Stun blasts, smoke grenades, sonic traps in less than 30 seconds. The control room was empty, every alien, unconscious or restrained. Liam walked in behind them. Helmet off, he stared at the massive galactic map. Glowing on the wall, it showed all nearby systems, all bases, all planets involved in the Leviathan plan. He tapped the console. Send it. The files streamed across every communication satellite, every news relay, every neutral ship in orbit. Billions would see the truth now, on alien worlds. Screens lit up in shock. The footage showed the chamber, the invasion timelines, the genetic experiments, the simulations of Earth falling. But then it cut to something new. Liam, alone, fighting in the arena, escaping his prison, walking through fire with a team of elite human soldiers at his side. Then a voice: "You laughed at us. You tested us. You planned to control us. Now, you've seen what we can do. Are not your pets? We are not your lab rats. We are human." The response was instant. On several planets, protests began. Many alien civilians were horrified at the Galactic Union's secret plans. Others began whispering new names for Earth, the wild planet, the unbroken world, the storm. And some, very quietly, began reaching out to humans with offers of help. Meanwhile, back on the ship, Liam sat in the briefing room. Dozens of Earth operatives and officers watched him speak. Wanted me to fail? They pushed me into that station to laugh at me, to test me, to break me. But all they did was show me how weak they are when we stop holding back. Earth is ready now, and we're done being silent. The room went quiet, then applause. The captain walked over and handed Liam a new patch, black with a silver. "Hawk and Red Wings, welcome to Phoenix Division." "You've earned it," Liam nodded. But deep down, he knew this was only the beginning. The galaxy had been warned. Now came the reckoning. The galaxy froze. Every major species, from the floating mines of Kaeltrin to the armored giants of Vorsk, received the same encrypted transmission. It spread like wildfire across the stars. The file name: Project Leviathan. Earth's reply: at. First, many assumed it was fake. Then they saw it. The video began with alien laughter. Security footage from the Galactic School showed cadets mocking Liam, the primitive human, the jungle world monkey, the soft-skinned Earth thing. Then came the fight, the arena, the drones, the takedowns. One by one, they watched Liam defeat enemies with no weapons. No implants, just grit, instinct. Then the escape, the infiltration of Chamber 91-X, the files, the raw footage of Earth's secret team storming the station, and walking out without a scratch. And finally Liam's voice: "You laughed at us, but now you remember us. We are human. We adapt. We endure. And when pushed, we fight. Call it evolution. Call it survival." Silence fell across galactic news networks. The message wasn't just a warning, it was a challenge. Turning point. And the laughing stopped. On Proxima Station, the Chancellor of the Union Council held an emergency session. Alien leaders shouted. Across the room, Earth violated our security, exposed our plans. They stole military data. But others stood in silence. One delegate, a crystalline elder from the planet Arthonco, finally spoke. Or maybe we underestimated them. The room went quiet. On dozens of planets, alien civilians began speaking out. They questioned the ethics of the Leviathan program. They shared clips of Liam's bravery, some painted murals of him. Others started wearing the human Patrith's phoenix symbol on their jackets. And slowly, fear shifted. Not of Liam, not of Earth, but of what Earth might do next. Meanwhile, back at Earth Command HQ, Liam walked through long corridors filled with high-ranking officers and elite operatives. Screens showed incoming communications from alien factions, some curious, others cautious. A few. Begging for peace talks, Captain DeWitt handed Liam a data pad. You've started something bigger than we expected. We've got dozens of species watching us now, not just as enemies. Some want to join us, learn from us. Liam looked at the names, a list of civilizations once loyal to the Union, now drifting, now looking at Earth. Then we keep going, Liam said. We show them who we are, not with fear, but with strength. But far away, deep inside, a hidden sector of the Union's space. Dark plans were forming. A group of generals sat in silence around a black table. A voice whispered from a dark screen. Earth has grown bold. This Liam is more than a student. He's a symbol. And symbols must be erased. Countdown appeared on the screen. Target, Earth. Directive, quiet containment. If that fails, wipe, back on Earth's orbit. Liam stepped onto a landing platform. The sky was clear. The sun was bright, and waiting for him were thousands of new cadets, humans of all kinds, young and old, ready to join the defense fleet. They clapped as he passed. Some cheered, some saluted, but none laughed. Because now they understood. Earth was no longer the joke. Earth was the storm. The mining moon of Corveth was cold, dry, forgotten. It didn't matter much to the Galactic Union, just a backwater rock where poor species sent their poor workers. But today, something was happening. A small crowd had gathered near the central market. 3 young alien children, thin, shaking, with small tails and wide eyes, stood cornered by 4 large armored creatures. The bullies were from a warrior species known as the Rith. One of them shoved a child to the ground. You don't belong. Here, go back to your dirt cave. Another lifted his boot, ready to crush the child's hand. That's when a voice stopped him. I'd think twice about doing that. Everyone turned. He wasn't tall. He didn't wear armor. Just a dusty brown jacket, boots, and a calm face. A human. The Rith warrior laughed. And what are you? Some Earth farmer? Something like that, the man said. But I've seen enough to know cowards when I see them. The Rith spread out, circling him. The human didn't move, just took off his jacket slowly, folded it, and set it on a nearby crate. Last chance to walk away. One of the Riths lunged. Big mistake. 10 seconds later, all 4 Riths were on the ground, groaning, spitting blood, or unconscious. The children stared in awe. The human picked up his jacket and handed one of the kids a small food pack. Tell your parents to keep your heads up. Earth stands with you. Then he walked away into the dust storm. Stories like that began spreading everywhere. Humans were stepping in not just for themselves, but for others. Small worlds, minor species, people the Union had ignored for centuries. On every moon and colony, humans were helping build shelters, protect workers, share tech, and teach survival. They weren't conquerors. They were leaders. One planet, Threxia Prime, had once banned human visitors. Now its ruler sent a request to Earth Command. We request guidance from the Terran Council. Our people wish to learn from yours. On another world. 2 alien civil wars ended after both sides agreed to let humans mediate peace. And back on the Galactic Union's homeworld, whispers grew louder. Earth is changing things. They lead by action, not words. Maybe it's time we follow them. Inside Earth's new orbital command station, Liam stood on a glowing platform surrounded by representatives from 9 different species. Each had seen the Leviathan files. Each had watched Earth's broadcasts, and now they were ready to listen. Liam looked at them calmly. "We don't want to rule you," he said. "We won't be ruled either. If you stand with us, we stand with you. If you fight beside us, we protect you. But if you plan to harm us," he leaned forward, "remember what we did without even trying." Silence then. Slowly, one representative stood, a tall creature with blue scales and golden eyes. "I was born thinking humans were weak, but I was wrong. My world was wrong. We are with you now." The others stood too, one by one. Later, Liam looked out at the stars. What started with one school, one insult, one boy in a classroom, had become something bigger, a movement, a shift, a storm that was changing everything and still growing, but far beyond Earth. Silent Fleet was preparing. They didn't believe in diplomacy. They didn't believe in second chances. Their orders were simple. Erase Earth before it rises any higher. They were already on their way. The stars didn't shine that night. They were blocked by ships. Thousands of them. The Galactic Purge fleet silent, dark and deadly moved, like a shadow across space, heading straight for Earth. No warning, no declaration, just one purpose: wipe Earth from the stars. Inside the lead flagship, Admiral Thovax stood before his officers. "Humanity has upset the balance," he growled. "They inspired the weak. They shamed the strong. If we let them rise, others will follow." He pointed to the glowing display of Earth on the map. Endem. Alarms echoed across the orbital defense rings. Satellites picked up the massive movement. Civilian broadcasts were interrupted. "This is not a drill." Repeat, "this is not a drill." Inside Earth Command, Liam stood in the war room. Around him were generals, scientists, pilots, and diplomats from half a dozen allied species who now stood with Earth. All eyes were on him. Captain DeWitt stepped forward. "We've confirmed it. The Purge fleet is heading straight for us. 74 hours until full arrival." Liam looked at the hologram of the fleet. So many ships, so much firepower. But he didn't blink. "We don't run, we don't beg, we fight." Earth was ready. Every ship powered up, every orbital cannon was armed, every pilot, every soldier, every citizen stood tall, from the deserts of Australia to the ice fields of Antarctica. Humans gathered, some in bunkers, others in fighters. Old nations forgot their differences. Old grudges were buried. It wasn't about borders. Now it was about survival. It was about pride. As the enemy fleet drew closer, something incredible happened. Other species joined Earth's defense. The blue-scaled Yaren sent a cruiser squad. The stone-skinned Gore sent boarding soldiers. Even the floating mines of Caltrin offered electronic jammers to break Union comms. Liam stood on Earth's flagship Vengeance, looking out into the stars as the enemy ships came into range. "They laughed at us. They tried to break us. Well, they'll understand." He activated the main channel. His voice echoed across all fleets. "To those who stand with Earth, you are family now. To those who come to destroy." US remembered this moment, 'cause today, the storm answers back. The stars lit up. Earth fired first. The orbital cannons screamed like thunder. Allied ships moved into position. Fighter wings swarmed like bees. The first wave of the enemy was torn apart before they could fire a shot, but the Purge fleet kept coming. Liam's ship led the counterstrike. Enemy vessels surrounded them. But Earth's pilots moved faster, smarter, human tactics, unpredictable, brutal, and creative confused the alien commanders. Some ships pretended to fall back, only to swing around behind enemy lines. Others flew straight through minefields, dancing between explosions with perfect control. Inside one human cruiser, a pilot grinned as his screen filled with warning lights. "Hold together, baby. Just 10 more seconds." The ship blasted straight into the enemy's central hub and released a fusion bomb. A dozen command ships went silent. On the Vengeance, Liam gave the order: board them. Earth's elite soldiers launched through space on grappling pods. They crashed onto the enemy ships and fought room to room, hand to hand, face to face. Liam himself led the charge aboard the Purge.
Odd flags.
Admiral Thovax met him on the command deck. "You shouldn't be here, human," the admiral growled. "You're just a child?" "No," Liam said. "I'm the storm you built with your laughter." Then they fought brutal. Loud Liam took hit after hit, but he didn't stop. He moved fast, struck hard, and fought like Earth itself was behind every punch. At last, Thovax fell, broken, silent, defeated, with their leader down, Purge fleet fractured. Some ships surrendered, others ran, a few chose death. Over capture. But Earth still stood, and now it stood taller than ever. Back home, skies cleared. The world had survived, no longer underestimated, no longer the joke species. Liam stood on a balcony high above Earth Command. He looked at the horizon, his hands bruised, his heart heavy, but proud. "They tried to erase us," he said. "Now they remember us. We're not the joke, we're the storm."